How have the higher interest rates affected home prices in Austin, Minnesota? Today I'm going to share with you some statistics and information to help you whether you're looking to buy a home or sell a home so you can make the best decision. So let's take a look. Here in Austin, Minnesota, as most other real estate markets, home prices are dictated by supply and demand. So the first thing I like to focus on is demand. First thing I look at is the sale price. The median sale price for homes in the month of July 2023 was $191,500. And as you can see, the median sale price is cyclical, right? So every month it, kind of goes up and down, it kind of fluctuates, right? So if we take a look over the last 3 years, the highest median sale price we've seen is 197, so almost 200,000, and we are at 191, so we're getting up there. And then you can see, like in the month of January it went down to 168, February 127. So if we were to do rolling like 12 month, you'll see it's more of a smoother line here. So we're at 168,500 if we average it over 12 months, which is a 5% increase from last year. So that's that's very healthy demand. Even though rates went up, home prices are still very strong. Now I like to look at month supply. Month supply tells you, okay, if no new homes came into the market, how long would it take before there weren't any homes for sale? So right now, for the month of July, we're at 2 months, right, which is very healthy. Anything under 6 months is a seller's market, right, which we have been in for a long time. And anything above 6 months is a buyer's market, which we haven't seen in a long time, right? Now let's take a look at days in the market. So how long does it take if you list your home for sale for it to sell? For the month of July, it was 8 days, which is pretty fast. June it was 11, May was 22. So if you see here, I mean, March it was 41 days, which is okay, it's kind of interesting. But from the highest month in this last year, it was January at 49 days, and from then to now, it's obviously gone down. So if we take a look at, let's do the 12-month rolling average, we're at like 21 days, right? But this shows you that the last 2 months has been a pretty, which is cyclical, is expected. If we look here, May, June, and July, these are months where homes were selling pretty fast. Again, the market in Austin, and as most markets, is very cyclical as well. So that just we just kind of went over the demand side. So the demand is strong, right? Was it stronger a year ago? Probably a little bit stronger, but it's still pretty good despite the higher rates. Now let's take a look at new listings. So new listings for the month of July was 37 days. And for June it was 48 days. So June is kind of the peak of homes for sale from what I can see here. And then July is going down, and I expect this number to continue going down. If we look at December of 2022, we had 14 new listings, and that's very typical, right? And then in the spring it'll go up. So I foresee that in the winter. So we're gonna have listings or homes available for sale coming up here in the fall and then winter time of the year. If we look at the percentage of original price, so this tells us, in June or in July, any home that came out for sale, the median was 100%. So if it came out for 100,000, people were paying 100,000, right? For June, it was the same thing. In May, things were selling at like 96% of the sale price. So if it listed at 100,000, it would sell for like 96,000. And if we look at February, so February was a pretty good month, which is interesting. So 99.6%. Usually in the winter months, you can, things are selling for under asking price. Not every home, but the median. And if we look here in June, so June of 2022, that was like pretty hot month, or the market was very hot, so it was selling at above asking, so 102%, which is it's expected with what happened last year with rates. They were starting to go up, and people were trying to get into homes at the lower rate. So we could use more supply, more homes for sale in Austin, but the supply is still still good because demand is good, right? So demand is high, supply is low, and so that's what's keeping home prices, like we saw earlier, at that 191 or almost $192,000. So if you're a buyer, I know the rates suck because they're higher, but there's less competition because less people can afford homes at the current rate that we're in. So if you find a house that you really like, if you can afford it, you have some savings, and it makes sense for you now, you can make your payments, just go for it. Buy the home, and then next year, which we're expecting rates to go down, obviously we can't guarantee that, but that's kind of what I've been hearing. But let's say it takes 2 years, right? Well, in 2 years you can refinance at a lower rate, but you were able to buy the home that you love now, right, at the best price, because you're able to negotiate more. There's less competition, right? Now let's say you want to wait, right? You wait till a year from now. Well, you might have more buyers. Rates will be down, but you'll have more buyers, so the price may go up, right? That's kind of supply and demand, right? So, you know, there's no perfect time. You can't time the market. So that's why I tell people now, if right now you want to buy a house, but you can't afford it, or based on the payment, on the interest rate, the payment would be too high, well, that's okay. Then wait, save some money. You know, maybe you can improve your credits. You can get a better rate later on. Maybe there's some other things you can do, lower your expenses, work on that. That's completely fine. You know, don't just buy a house now because that's what you're hearing you should do, right? Everyone's different, everyone's situation is different. So, you know, just be patient, you will get there. If you're looking at selling, right now it's a great time because there's not, I mean, we could use more inventory, right? If you could wait until, you know, the springtime or summertime, right? If you don't have a rush to move, or, you know, you're not getting like relocated for work, or you don't really have to sell now, if you can wait, that's when you're gonna maximize your home. But usually when people have to sell, it's usually like, you know, within the 6 months to a year kind of time frame you have to sell. Otherwise, then you're probably not really motivated to sell, and that's okay too. So if you're looking to sell, I always tell my clients, make sure you price the home correctly from the beginning, right? Make sure you get great professional photos. That's one of my biggest pet peeves when I see, you know, homes with terrible photos, and even homes like super expensive homes that you would imagine would have like professional photographer, and they're not. So good photos, you know, clean, declutter, you know, make sure that home looks really well, as much as you can, right? Obviously. And you know, work with a professional realtor always. If you're looking to buy, obviously work with a professional lender as well, and that'll make your experience a lot better. If you found this video valuable, make sure you like it, and if you want to stay up to date with more market updates about Austin, Minnesota, make sure that you subscribe. Thank you for watching.